Welcome back, Royalty. I am so excited that you are able to come back and join me as we continue in our Get Focused series. Today, our scripture will be coming from the Gospel according to Luke. I don't know why I fumbled over saying that, but it's the Gospel according to Luke, and it reads like this. When Jesus reached the spot, he looked up and said to him, "Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I must stay at your house today." So he came down at once and welcomed him gladly. All the people saw this and began to mutter, "He has gone to be the guest of a sinner." But Zacchaeus stood up and said to the Lord, "Look, Lord, here and now I give half of my possessions to the poor, and if I have cheated anybody out of anything, I will pay back 4 times the amount." Jesus said to him, "Today salvation has come to this house, because this man too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost." There was a scene in Frozen, the second one, where Elsa had just turned into ice or stone or whatever it was, and Anna was so overwhelmed with pain and with grief that she didn't know how she was going to keep moving, how she was going to tackle the weight of the world that now fell on her shoulders. And the song that she sang was called "Do the Next Right Thing." And I love that song because as we think specifically about what we're fasting and believing God to do in this new year, in this 2022 year, when we're thinking about all the things that we want to accomplish, it can seem overwhelming. It can seem like there are 1,000 steps that we need to take to get from where we are now to where we want to be. And I love that the song tells us to just do the next right thing, to take it one step at a time, just start with one step. And Zacchaeus is a perfect example of this because he lived his whole entire life as a tax collector. And tax collectors in the time of the Bible were known for being mischievous and devious and taking money off of the top for themselves and basically stealing and cheating people out of their hard-earned wages. And so Zacchaeus had spent a lifetime of benefiting from taking advantage of people that were struggling to make ends meet, and taking advantage so that he can get richer, so that he can be more wealthy, so that he can in turn have more power. He spent his life doing this. And when he saw Jesus, he knew that it was time to make a change. And that is a familiar story, right? Because a lot of us have made mistakes consistently over our lifetime. A lot of us have let ourselves down, let our families down, let God down multiple times, and it can feel like because we've made so many mistakes, we won't be able to turn our lives around. It can feel like there's no way that we can climb out of the pit that we dug ourselves into, but the word tells us that Zacchaeus did the next right thing. And I know that at first glance, you could think that it was him giving away all his coins. It was him giving away half his possessions and promising to not cheat anyone out. And if he had rather cheated anyone out, that he would pay them 4 times the amount of what he stole from them. But really, the next right thing, the thing that he did, was that he sought Jesus. He started with one thing. He started with the pursuit of Christ. And when we look at it that way, when we look at it as taking one step at a time versus trying to take all of them and take a giant leap and make it to the top of the pile, instead of trying to do that, if we just focus on one thing, the next right decision that we can make, if we can just decide that tomorrow morning I'm going to get up and I'm going to pray. If we can just say tomorrow morning I'm going to get up, I'm going to do my devotional. If we can just say tonight I am going to read one line of scripture, just one thing, just one thing. And once you start, God will give you the strength to finish. Once you start, God will help you to decide what the next step after that will be. God will get you from where you are now to where you want to be. And all you have to do is take that first step. So what is that first step? What is God telling you? What is God calling you to do? What is one step you can take towards that goal? What's one step you can take towards that vision? Is it getting back into your devotional life? Is it starting to write one line of whatever book or whatever poem or whatever project you have to work on or whatever project you have to complete? Is it that you just need to get on your knees and pray in the morning one time? Whatever that step is, I want you to get it into your mind. I want you to pray about it, and then I want you to get it into your mind, and I want you to do it. I want you to just do the next right thing. And then after you do that, it's important that you trust God to guide you and to give you strength to keep taking steps, so that sooner rather than later, so that before you know it, you'll wake up and you'll be living in your calling. You'll be enjoying and embracing the fullness of God and the blessings that come along with that. It's a powerful thing when you just start. And that's all that I want us to think about this next week. I just want us to think about doing the next right thing. That's all that I have for y'all today. Stay poppin' and be blessed.